Welcome back to Kings of United States. If you're here, you know we always bring you stories that inspire, entertain, and shine a spotlight on the lives of the legends who've made their mark. Today, we're diving into the powerful and inspiring journey of Jesse Wesley Williams. An actor, director, producer, activist, and a voice for change. You might know him best as Dr. Jackson Avery on Grey's Anatomy, but his story goes far beyond just the screen. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the life of a man who chose to use his platform, not just for fame, but for a purpose. Jesse Williams was born on August 5, 1981, in Chicago, Illinois. He's the son of Johanna Chase, a professional potter of Swedish ancestry, and Reginald Williams, a teacher originally from Georgia with African American and Seminole heritage. His upbringing was grounded, loving, and rich with culture. Jesse grew up understanding the value of education, of identity, and of having a voice. His parents, both educators at some point, taught him early that knowledge and awareness were not just important, they were necessary. Jesse wasn't always in front of the camera. In fact, before Hollywood even had his name on any casting list, he was working as a high school teacher in Philadelphia. Yes, you heard that right. Jesse taught African Studies, American Studies, and English for 6 years in the public school system. He didn't just walk into acting with dreams of fame, he had a real job, a meaningful one, helping shape young minds. That speaks volumes about who Jesse Williams truly is. But then something shifted. Acting, storytelling, and performance had always intrigued Jesse. So, while teaching full-time, he began to study acting and modeling. He attended open calls, small gigs, and slowly started getting noticed. It wasn't overnight. It was hustle, commitment, and a little bit of fate. In 2005, he was one of the 14 actors selected to participate in the New York Actors Showcase, sponsored by ABC Television. This showcase opened the door. It was his bridge between education and entertainment. And from there, things began to pick up. In 2009, Jesse joined the cast of Grey's Anatomy, stepping into the role of Dr. Jackson Avery. From his first appearance, fans were drawn in. It wasn't just about good looks or charisma, though let's be real, he had both. It was about the depth he brought to the character. Jackson Avery wasn't just a doctor, he was a man struggling with privilege, identity, and purpose. Jesse made the role real, relatable, and powerful. He didn't play Jackson, he lived him. Over the course of 12 seasons, Jesse transformed from a guest star to one of the most important voices on the show. He even directed several episodes. And his work wasn't just about the drama inside the hospital, it was about the messages the show carried. Racism, class, love, loss, redemption. Jesse tackled it all, both on screen and behind the scenes. But Jesse wasn't satisfied with just being an actor. He wanted more. He wanted to change the world, or at least push it in the right direction. In 2016, Jesse received the Humanitarian Award at the BET Awards. That speech? Oh, that speech. It shook the room. Jesse used his time on stage, not to thank a list of producers or share personal stories, but to speak truth. He talked about police brutality, the history of racism in America, the importance of Black culture, and the responsibility of artists. His words hit hard. And they echoed across social media, the press, and the hearts of millions. It was a moment that showed the world that Jesse Williams wasn't just playing strong roles, he was a strong role model. Beyond Grey's Anatomy, Jesse took on some interesting projects. He starred in The Cabin in the Woods, a horror movie with a twist that became a cult favorite. He also had roles in Lee Daniels' The Butler and other films that showed his range. But perhaps one of his most unique roles came in the form of a video game. In 2018, Jesse provided the voice and motion capture for Marcus in Detroit: Become Human. If you've played the game, you know how powerful it was. Jesse didn't just lend his voice, he brought emotion, nuance, and soul to a digital character leading a revolution for freedom. The game was more than just entertainment, it was commentary. And Jesse made sure it had heart. While Jesse has had success in entertainment, his true legacy may lie in his activism. He's a board member of the Advancement Project, a civil rights think tank and advocacy organization. He's produced documentaries and digital media focused on social justice. He's used his platform to highlight stories that need to be told, stories about injustice, inequality, and the fight for change. In 2012, he executive produced a documentary titled Question Bridge: Black Males, which explored the complexity of black male identity in America. He also co-founded the production company Forward Inc. and launched Visibility Media, both designed to amplify marginalized voices and produce forward-thinking content. Jesse is not afraid to speak up. And he's not afraid of backlash. He's called out injustice, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it's risky. He understands that fame without purpose is empty. And he's chosen to fill his career with meaning. Now, it hasn't all been easy. Jesse's personal life has made headlines too. His divorce from Aaron Drake Lee was widely covered in the media. But through it all, Jesse has continued to grow. He's a father, a fighter, and a man constantly evolving. He's owned his flaws, embraced growth, and stayed committed to his cause. In recent years, Jesse made his Broadway debut in the revival of Take Me Out, a play that explores themes of masculinity, race, and sexuality in the world of professional sports. His performance received widespread acclaim and even earned him a Tony Award nomination. Once again, Jesse proved he wasn't just made for television, he was made for the stage, the spotlight, and the substance. People gravitate toward Jesse because he's authentic. He doesn't pretend. He's vulnerable, real, and always willing to use his voice for others. In an industry that often values image over impact, Jesse is a refreshing change. And he's not slowing down. From producing original documentaries to launching new platforms for independent creators, Jesse continues to lead. His social media presence is sharp, thoughtful, and often full of insights on the world around us. Whether he's talking about voting rights, systemic racism, education, or creative expression, Jesse brings his full self to the conversation. He's more than an actor. He's a symbol of what it means to use your gifts with integrity. He reminds us that fame is not the endgame. Purpose is. And he's walking that path, one bold step at a time. For fans who watched him evolve on Grey's Anatomy, who followed him into the world of gaming with Detroit Become Human, who applauded his bet speech, or who saw him light up the stage on Broadway, Jesse Williams has become more than a performer. He's become a voice. A force. A change maker. And maybe that's the greatest story of all. So if you're out there chasing a dream, thinking about your purpose, or wondering how one person can make a difference, look at Jesse's journey. He started as a teacher. He found his passion. And he used it not just to change his life, but to help shift the culture. We salute Jesse Williams. For the work. For the words. And for the will to keep pushing forward. Thanks for joining us today on Kings of United State. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next inspiring story. We've got more legends to uncover, more journeys to explore, and more voices that deserve to be heard. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, and stay connected. Thanks for watching.